Hi Cancer, thanks for checking in for your weekly forecast. We're going to see what's happening the week ahead with this lovely fairy tarot deck here. And we're going to pull a spirit animal message for you guys from this deck here. I apologize for the late post. I have burned through my recording phones. I'm borrowing something to get the videos posted and to try to catch up on the private readings. I've ordered a camera, but it's going to take a while to get here. So hopefully once that gets here and I figure out how to use it, the videos won't be late, okay? But let's see what's happening for Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Rising in the week ahead. And you guys voted last week for me to change the format, so we're not doing Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday anymore. We're just going to look at your overall message for the week. So first card here, my darlings, it's you guys. You're showing up right here strong in the energy, King of Summer. This is going to be what we know in traditional tarot as King of Cups, right? So King of Cups is going to be water sign energy. It's going to be a Cancer or a Scorpio or a Pisces, right? So you're really coming into the powerful aspects of being a water sign. You're coming into the powerful aspects of your Cancer zodiac energy. So this is a type of personality of somebody who's honorable, devoted, mature, warm-hearted. The message here at the bottom says a romantic partner you can trust, excellent advice that comes from the heart, getting involved in a cultural or creative endeavor. Now, those of you that you watch my weekly readings regularly, you know that I keep love life separate, or at least I try to, unless the cards are really like screaming about love and romance. Then I'll address it if that's what Spirit wants to talk about. But typically, I do love and relationships separate. The love videos are linked in the description. And then the weeklies are for like other parts of your life. So for this reason, we're going to focus more on the other aspects of the King of Summer and how it's coming up for you. King of Summer is going to be a personality or a person who is in abundance, right? So you're manifesting your abundance. But the beautiful thing about King of Summer is that he, even though he's very generous and he can be very loving and he can be very giving and very successful and caring, he's nobody's fool. Okay, so he's never going to be taken advantage of. And that is something, Cancer, maybe some of you have been struggling with, especially since right now, depending on where you are in the world, there's a good chance the majority of us are in some kind of lockdown right now, or we're in a situation where times are tough for us and also for a lot of people around us. And what happens when times are tough? You know, the takers start reaching out for the givers. And Cancer, you might be seeing that in your life. You may be seeing or realizing that all of a sudden people are calling you or checking on you or trying to be around you or, you know, acting like they're seeing if you're okay. But, you know, they might be trying to see if they can get help from you or get something from you. You know, do you have food? Do you have toilet paper? You know, like they might be trying to check in and see what's going on, okay? Because you could be a very loving water sign energy. And the King of Cups is cautious in that way, in that regard. He's generous and he's giving, but he also doesn't get taken advantage of, right? He allows people to prove themselves before he just goes handing over all kinds of generosity. But, you know, when you're in good with him, it's a sweet ride. You know, but he's going to require that somebody kind of prove themselves first. So Cancer, some of you might be balancing that kind of authority within yourself or finding that balance within yourself that you can still be the kind of person that really loves your friends and family and your loved ones or your romantic partners and be very generous towards them and give them really good love. But you're also making sure that you're keeping healthy boundaries and you're not having people come in that are going to be using you, right? So that might be something you're mastering this week, or your eyes are beginning to open and see ways on improving that situation, okay? So that's very powerful energy there. It could also be an offer being extended your way, somebody being kind or generous towards you as well, okay? Your next card here, Cancer, is the Empress, okay? And this is going to be very powerful and beautiful energy here, which can be associated with both Taurus and Libra, okay? So if you have Taurus or Libra in your chart, it could be aspects coming up in this way. I've also heard people say that if you want to know how this particular energy might be in your life specifically, because these are general readings, you might want to check and see which of your houses might have Taurus or Libra in them. Okay, we'll talk about that a little bit more at the end, but that could be a good way of, like, if you really want to get into the astrology of it. But astrology aside, the Empress is going to be about creativity, fertility, again, abundance. You have very strong abundance energies coming in so far. The message here at the bottom says, time to take action, the power of creativity, success that allows for a life of luxury. Hello. So this is what's happening, Cancer. In a nutshell, this is what I feel very strongly. A lot of you have been working to manifest abundance for a long time. And a lot of you are working really hard to come out of generational curses or inherited generational blocks where maybe money has been an issue in your family. Either there's just never any, or it's feast or famine. It's really wonderful or really, really tough times, but never an in-between. And it doesn't seem to stay. And so you're wanting to break out of this cycle. Now, some of you are really frustrated because I feel like things were really well or beginning to become very well before this whole situation happened, and now the economies are being hit pretty hard in a lot of places, and some people are being furloughed, some people are laid off, some people are having a really hard time. And so you might be feeling, man, like I can't catch a break. And now you might be working towards some way in which you're improving your skills or strengthening your skills, so that you're thinking of ways that you can do work that might be kind of like recession proof or economy proof, something that you feel people are going to always need. Or you might be working in, being the best at what you do so that you can be in demand, right? Like to kind of beat out the competition. You might be approaching it in this way, and you're trying to be positive and optimistic and say, you know what, all right, I'm going to find a way so that in the future, if something like this happens, I won't have to worry about it as much. And Spirit is telling you this, Cancer, you're on the right track. You're on the right path, and you're about to be blessed with abundance. You're about to have this abundance come in. And some of you feel it, but you're like, what's the holdup? What's the holdup? Well, it's being answered for you now. This is what the holdup is. Sometimes Spirit doesn't bless us with the abundance right away because Spirit knows that we might be super, super generous. We might be super looking out for our friends and family. And so we might be very tempted to hand everything over to other people. And so it's almost as if there's going to be a banquet, right? Like a big feast. And your angels and guides are going to put all kinds of delicious foods on the table for you. But they know that the people in your life are going to rush in like vultures and just start devouring it before you even have a chance to offer them anything. And then before you know it, in a matter of seconds, all of that wonderful stuff on the table, it's gone. It's been gobbled up, and there's like nothing left for you. And so Spirit sometimes knows that that's how our energy is. That until we start having better boundaries, and until we start being able to tell people no, whatever they bless us with, somebody else is going to come in and take it away or convince us to hand it over to them. So Spirit's giving you time to really master this boundary, to be able to say, you know what, I really wish I could, but I can't. Or I'm sorry, I don't have it. Or I'm not able to help you out with that right now. So that you're able to protect your blessing. You're able to hold on to your blessing. Because, here it's talking about a life of luxury, right? Creativity, success. So it's time for you to take action on your ideas. to allow yourself to explore these creative ideas that are coming in and to do these things that are bringing you joy, and to have this elevated stature. You know, the Empress is above the queens. She answers to nobody, right? Nobody on earth anyway. So, you know, coming into that energy. Your next card here, Cancer, is Ace of Autumn. Hello. Okay, so this card in traditional tarot is going to be, and if you watch my videos, you've heard me talk about the card and it makes me happy, it would be Ace of Pentacles, Ace of Coins, okay? The way this deck describes Ace of Pentacles or Ace of Autumn here is a windfall of money, advice or assistance from others, a very successful project, a happy change in your career. Overall, Ace of Pentacles is new energy coming in. And a lot of the times it's going to have to do with money. So it could be a gift of money. Somebody could be helping you invest in some kind of an idea. Somebody could be paying you back a large amount of money they owe you. Oftentimes it's something like a new job or a job offer. But it's money coming in. The door is opening up for the flow to start coming in, to have the income, okay? To have the income. And it's usually an elevated income, like a step up or an upgrade. But the reason why it makes me super happy, I have seen over the years, this card seems to come up for somebody that not only are they having this positive financial shift, you're breaking out of a block. Right? It came up in the very beginning that some of you maybe have a family history of, rough times financially, or feast or famine energy, extremes, never balanced, never steady. And so you're breaking out of that. You're breaking out of the feast or famine. You're breaking out of the struggle. You're breaking out of the generational curses or the inherited blocks. And you're coming into new energy. And I always say this, anytime you're having a big moment like this where you're breaking out of a block, there may be really good things that start happening in your life, but you might be very tired and you may be having a hard time keeping up. And you might be like, dude, like, what's wrong with me? Why am I not appreciating this more? Or why am I not more excited? Or why can't I seem to motivate myself? Like, the iron is hot now. Why can't I just go in there and start hitting that iron? It's because you're releasing and you're clearing and you're having this positive shift, but physically it's going to make you tired. So take naps. You might have to do that. Okay, you might have to take naps. You may have to go to bed early. You may have to limit the amount of work that you're doing. Make sure you don't overschedule yourself. Make sure you don't overbook yourself. If you're doing any kind of studying or like self-improvement stuff, preparing yourself to launch an idea or a business, make sure you're not cramming in too much. Have reasonable expectations of yourself and, don't push yourself too hard. Your next card here, my darlings, is life experience. Okay? So this is a major arcana card. And when the major arcana cards come up, they let us know that it's a major permanent kind of life shift here. That's going to be a big moment of growth, and that is going to be bringing us onto our life path, life purpose, what we came here to learn, what we came here to accomplish. So even though this energy is coming in this week, it's going to be something that you're going to be experiencing for a while. It's going to be a long-lasting energy. The same with the Empress, right? That's major arcana. It's not just for this week. This is going to be a theme for a while. Now, this is a card that scares a lot of people, because the 16th major arcana is what we typically would call the Tower. And people get very afraid when they think of the Tower card because it's this sudden shock or this sudden change. But what they don't realize is the Tower card is about a sudden change, a permanent change that's pushing you out of your comfort zone and changing your life forever. And that can be a lot of really wonderful things. It could be finding out you're going to have a baby, if that's something that you've always wanted. It could be meeting the love of your life. It could be, making a transition from, you know, working for someone to becoming successfully self-employed. It could be a career change. It could be buying a house. It could be relocating. It could be so many wonderful things. It's not always a scary, terrible thing. And your cards up until this card have all been very positive. So this gives us a really good indication that this is about coming out of your comfort zone to experience this new way of life and to have the growth through the release so that you can continue moving forward. Now, this means some things might be moved out of your way to make room. There could be jealous people who aren't happy about the changes and the shifts. They might not be happy to hear you saying no to them. So there may be people or situations that remove themselves from your life this week, or that spirit removes them from your life for you. But it's for a protection, and it's to bless you so that you can continue moving forward. Now, the creator of this deck has the message at the bottom of this card that says, let go of belief systems that no longer work for you. An important life-changing event, a situation that leads to significant opportunities. Okay? I can tell you in my many years as a reader, most of the people that I read for are people who are making really big life changes, or who are trying to come out of generational curses, or who are trying to improve their life. And so I see the Tower come up when somebody's having to face their fear, to come out of their comfort zone. And when they do, they're very happy. They have a very positive energy upgrade in their life. They level up in a really big way. So I don't want this card to freak you out. It's scary in that you're having to come out of your comfort zone, but it'll be worth it once you do. Okay, we're going to see what your spirit animal message is, see what spirit animals coming up for Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Rising this week. And guys, I encourage you to watch your moon sign and rising sign videos, because some weeks those are going to resonate with you more than others. Okay, they might bring you a little extra information. They might be helpful for you in this way. You may need a private reading, which I'm more than happy to do if you want to click on the Calendly link and schedule there. Keep in mind, I'm still waiting on that camera to come in, and until it comes in, I might be a little bit backed up. So do keep in mind, readings may be a little bit delayed for a couple of weeks. But if you want a private reading, you can definitely schedule there. We're going to see what's coming up for you guys here with your spirit animal card. And the card that's coming up for you guys is the Octopus. Practice shape-shifting by altering your physical appearance and mannerisms. I love this. I really love this. So I'm not telling you guys to literally be a shapeshifter like some X-Men comic book character or something. But this is about... Well, first of all, I'll also say this. I don't know if you guys know this, but octopus are very, very smart. They're very intelligent. If you were to take an octopus and put it in a jar and screw the lid on, it will figure out how to unscrew the lid and crawl out of the jar. It'll figure it out. There's videos of it on YouTube. You can even Google it. You can see octopus escaping out of a jar. They're very intelligent animals. Very, very intelligent. And so I feel like what Spirit is saying is that you're going to have some opposition this week as you're establishing these boundaries, as you're telling people no, as you're putting yourself first. And the way that you're going to get out of that pickle or feeling like you're in the corner is by outsmarting the people around you, using your intelligence, okay? And you can use your physical mannerisms to your benefit, right? So pay attention to things like if you say no, or if they're gonna be pushing you, right? You might kind of stand up, and you might kind of, not in a threatening, I'm gonna fight you kind of way, but you might have your head held high. You may be standing up straight. You may have your shoulders back, right? You may have really good solid posture. You may be looking straight at that person. So if you're looking at somebody like that and saying no, that's a very peaceful, calm, non-dramatic, but very firm no. Like that's like they're gonna know you mean no, right? But if you're hunched over and you're kind of like, you know, like in the corner, and you're like afraid to look at them and you're like, no, you're like, okay, well then they're gonna keep pushing, right? So by the way that you're carrying yourself, you're gonna be able to create boundaries, a lot of you this week. So practice shape shifting in that way. You know, how are you, how is your body language? Right? Maybe even you might maybe do things to change a little bit, like how you dress or things like this. Like if you are working or if you are dealing with people, if you're having to go out in public because of work or something, or you don't have a lockdown order where you live. You know, they always say dress for the job you want, not for the job that you have. So it could be changing in that way. Because even though you shouldn't judge a book by its cover, let's face it, a lot of people do. So you might be kind of adjusting that cover to put the message you want them to have. You're like, this is what I want you to think about me, right? Camouflage. So you might be working on your camouflage until inside you feel like you match that. You match the outside, right? That kind of energy there. All right, my darlings. Again, if you would like a private reading, you can click on the Calendly link and schedule with me there. Do keep in mind that I'm a little bit delayed until I get better equipment coming in here. And hopefully that'll be it for a while. I tried to upgrade so this wouldn't happen, and it happened again. But I appreciate the fact that you guys keep me busy. It's a good problem to have. I appreciate your patience. Those of you asking me about the astrology, the houses, and what does the moon sign mean, rising sign mean, I don't want to give you guys wrong information. I'm not an astrologer. My understanding of astrology is super duper basic, and I don't want to pretend to be an expert in a subject that I'm not an expert, because I don't want to give people incorrect information. That's the last thing I want to do. There is a link to an astrology website I have listed in the description of this video from someone who is sponsoring my channel. I will be clear and upfront about that. But I've had a lot of people offer to sponsor me, and this is the first sponsor I've accepted because they gave me an astrology reading. They gave me a forecast for 2020, and I was very impressed. I thought they had really great customer service. I thought the report was very detailed. It really resonated in a lot of ways. It was very fast, easy to understand. And they've been super cool, and they even offered to give you guys, my viewers, unlimited 30% off. As many reports as you want to get from them, if you put the Angel 30 code, they will give you 30% off as many times as you want to use that code. And I thought that was also very generous. Now, they have free articles on their website too. If you just want to go and see learn about astrology or read about astrology, they also have free articles. But again, you don't have to go with them. You don't have to use that website. You can find another astrology website. There's lots of astrologers on YouTube that you can reach out to. But, I had a good experience with them. I thought that they were pretty cool. I thought that they were very reasonably priced. Plus, they're offering a discount. So I'm happy to recommend them. But, you can do whatever feels right to you, okay? But if you want a card reading, I'm your girl. I'm happy to give you, card readings all day, every day. I'm happy to do card readings. I just don't want to give you guys wrong information about astrology. So I do want to clarify that. Don't forget, guys, every single day on Instagram and Facebook, I post a message of the day, a card of the day, and then I do a fun little pick a card game. So follow along on there if you haven't already. Channeled angel messages for April and love readings for April are linked in the description of the video. May will be up, I hope, soon. I really do. Depends on when that camera shows up and how long it takes me to figure out how to use it. But hopefully soon this technology will all be figured out and will be up to speed again. Thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing. Have an amazing week, my dears.